3, 2, 1, we're live, let's go, stand 6, Tour De Zwift. Welcome, it's a new week, people. We're back, I'm on the bike, I've got the rave bowl hat on, the Zwift colours. There are currently around about 300, 400, I don't know how many hundreds there are, but there's loads of us here and we're riding stage 6. Currently 539 of us on here. There should be close to 1,000 Zwifters just like me sat on their bikes, in their bedrooms, living rooms, garages, anywhere at home, indoors, not outdoors. And we're riding this game called Zwift. So we're going to find out what it's all about during this ride. This route going around today, it's around about 38, 40 kilometres. There's just under 700 metres of elevation that we'll be climbing. You can ask me any question you want as we cycle around. Hopefully I won't be as breathless. But we're going to get started. You'll find everyone jumps off at a really fast speed as we get started. Some people choose to race. Others are just enjoying a nice leisurely group ride. I'll be going around roughly zone 2, maybe zone 3. What's zone 2, you're asking? We'll talk about that during the stream. And if there's any questions you're unsure about, pop them in the chat and we'll learn to Zwift. Right now, let's go. So usually, I'd have jumped on 15 or 20 minutes before and had a bit of a warm-up, but I was running a bit late today, so I'm warming up on the race itself. Thankfully, it doesn't start with any hills, any massive elevation. I'm currently about 360 in the group. Doesn't matter where we finish, it's just a group ride. A group ride. We're here for fun, gains to be earned, XP to be accumulated. Yeah, this is it. This is what we do around about 5 days a week. Give me a minute to get settled and we can talk about today's plan. So, Zwift is a cycling game. You attach your bike to a turbo trainer of some sort. There are different turbo trainers you can get, whether that be by Wahoo, Elite, which is the brand I use, Tax, there's loads of different trainers. Pick one that fits your budget or the type of riding you want to do. One of them is called a wheel on, the other one is called direct drive. Direct drive being the better one. Makes it more realistic to the cycling conditions outside. The resistance changes as the gradient changes and the terrain changes as you're riding, but you can get on with pretty much any basic setup. iPad, phone, tablet, laptop, anything to run the Zwift app, which is this environment you can see here. Obviously a bike that's going to attach to it. Anything else are optional accessories such as a heart rate monitor, a power meter in your pedals, all those sorts of things, and then everything else are things to make your riding a lot easier, such as like a fan, towel, water bottle, play controllers. How you doing, Tim? Tim said hi in the chat. Tim's one of the guys I cycle with quite regularly on Zwift when we're streaming on the other platform, and he keeps me motivated, pushes me, gets me working harder than I would normally work. Welcome, Tim. Tim said I fit his budget. So yeah, so it's about 30 kilometres we're riding today. Nothing too long, but there are just over 600, about 670 metres of elevation. So that's the hills that we will be climbing. I say we, as if you're here rotating these pedals for me, but you know, you're with me virtually and in spirit. Tim's racing tonight, so let's wish Tim a good luck on his race. Is that for the Army Cycling, Tim? and what's the distance. And as I'm going to be talking Zone 2 training and everything Zwift, maybe you could give us some of your top racing tips. I mean, right now I'm not drafting, so there's a tip. Make sure you're drafting. So Tim's doing a mini series in the race. There's some strong, of course, the British Army have strong guys and ladies in there. But I've been out with Tim and one of his army colleagues, and yeah, they are fit. You can see why they're in the army. And I'm glad that they're representing me. Fitness is definitely a box that they tick. So little hill here now, you see the gradients change to 3%. My turbo trainer adjusts accordingly. So now it does feel like I'm riding 3%. We will be settled in soon though. 6 minutes in, nice and easy. I'm probably going a little bit harder than what I want. In all reality, you know, we were starting with like loads of energy. Hey, welcome to the stream. Inside, my energy levels are a lot lower. I think it's because I've had a whole day working. Now I've finished, straight onto the bike. No, these gains aren't going to earn themselves, are they? Talking of gains, I'm going to share with you a little bit about what I do in my training regime. And it's not an instruction to say you should do this or you shouldn't do that. This is just what I do. It works for me. It might work for you. It might not. Anyway, I'm just sharing what I'm doing in the hope that you can probably gain something from it yourself. So, start on the bike. Now I like to say the bike is my main cardiovascular, like a testicle, but with veins. Cardiovascular activity. So that's where I get in, you know, most of my sort of like fitness. If I was running, it'll be running, so most of it's on the bike. Now typically I like to ride 4 to 5 days a week. My week, let's say my week starts on a Monday, as in today. I typically want to do a Zone 2 ride of between 60 minutes and 90 minutes. So nothing too taxing. Zone 2, if you look at the graph just below here, is going to be blue. And then Zone 3 is green, Zone 4 yellow, Zone 5 red. So you should find my graph looks mostly blue, although there should be some green bits in. And obviously when I'm coming to hills, you've kind of got no choice but to pull out more power. So you will see some red, which is fine. I just don't want to have massive chunks or massive blocks of red or yellow. Oh, I'm so glad that second fan has just kicked in. Woo. So I start off on Monday, and the Zone 2, the reason for the Zone 2, I like to think of it as straight into the epic KOM. This is going to be a long slog. Maybe I shouldn't have picked this route. We're going to slog up this hill. It might end up not being Zone 2, people. This should probably take me about 40 minutes. So we've got 38 minutes of climbing. You see the gradient's already changed. I'm already gone to yellow red, 215 watts. Let's drop this down. So I'm going to be hitting these hills on this epic KOM. It's 6.3% average gradient across the entire 6.3 kilometers. Right now it's 9%. You will see it rise to as high as 18% in some sections towards the end, but you're only talking a few meters. It's overall the average 6.3, and I think the last time I did it in about 38 minutes. So hills are where you really will get your best gains, you know, because you're working at effort. So Monday start off. Tuesday I'd normally do like a workout, so a cycling workout, so with some intervals, potentially some VO2, targeting VO2, or I might do a hill climb session. Then I'll do another ride in the week. Sometimes that might be a race, depending on what time of year it is. And there'll be another zone 2, could be like a recovery type ride. So, not really bothered about distance too much, more about just spinning the legs, not taxing the legs too much, but still getting some effort in to, you know, work on your fitness, the big heart muscle, get that pumping. I mean, on the weekend, I like to do a longer ride. So it could be zone 2, zone 3. If the weather's good, I will hit the outside, do some IRL riding. And then on a Sunday, usually myself and Tim, who's in the chat, we'd normally jump on with the Australians, breakfast for them, evening dinner for us, or evening supper. And they tend to do 100 kilometers, like a chase race kind of thing. 2 groups. First group sets off at a set speed around about 2.5 watts per kilogram, travelling at roughly about 40 kilometers an hour. Second group sets off 10 minutes later, and they've got to catch us. So I like to try and stay on as long as I can until I fall off. Anyway, with all that cycling, bit of variation. Some days where I'm doing a recovery ride or zone 2, other days where I'm racing or I'm doing a workout. So I've got a combination of different intensities, almost like pyramid type training. And that for me is a decent balance between enough base to keep your endurance and fitness up, and enough effort to give you advances in speed, strength, you know, all that stuff. All the good stuff, the stuff that matters. Right, so that's cycling. And I'm not set. If I miss a day, or I don't go, right, on Monday I've got to do this, Tuesday that, it's pretty flexible. There's 7 days in the week. All I know is I want to fit 4, maybe 5 rides in, and I can spread those out, making sure where possible I don't do 3 bike rides in a row. Or if I do, you know, one of those is absolutely a recovery ride. So it might be 2 rides, a rest day, another ride, a rest day, 2 more rides, something like that. Rest is important, as important as the workout. I'm throwing out literally no watts at the moment. Anyway, that's the bike. And in addition to that, I do some home workouts. So I gave up my gym membership a couple of years ago. I only work out at home, the occasional session in the gym. But I work out with just body weight, resistance bands, got like a door bar for doing like pull-ups and whatnot. And what I found personally was I don't really need an actual gym. And more importantly than that, I absolutely don't miss the gym. I do not miss going into a big room full of sweaty people, sweaty seats, sweaty weights, and just the time I spent travelling to and from. I use my time more effectively now. I can do a solid hour working out at home, fine-tune my training, really intense, no long breaks in between. Work the upper body, rest the upper body while the lower body's working, and vice versa. And that works for me. So I'll probably do that about 3 days a week. And I also do some yoga. Again, working on my strength, conditioning, toning, breathing, state of mind, my overall well-being. You know what? It's good for the mental health as well. You don't even need to have those gongs like, dong. Yeah, that's my love. I found yoga during the lockdowns and I'd highly recommend it. Add a bit of variety to your training and it won't become so tedious, boring. You know, you've got different things happening. So that's pretty much what I do training wise. We talk about diets in a bit, but just to get started, essentially you are what you eat. So if you're going to eat crap, a load of junk food, then expect to have a crap junk body. If you want to eat healthy and eat healthy food, then you can't expect to have a healthy body. So somewhere in the middle, somewhere there, somewhere in between those two statements, we should be able to find a happy, comfortable medium. No one's saying you've got to eat just like rabbit food and cress soup all the time. Have your enjoyment, just have that understanding as to how that impacts your overall diet, calories, your fitness regime, and all the things you can do to maximise on that. That's what I've done. It's taken years to fine-tune. I still make adjustments. There were things that I thought were real or true years ago that it's not necessarily the case now. But yeah, things change. Oh, I've got so much climbing to do. Only another 600 meters of climbing to do. Whew. Are you with me? I'm all on my own. Everyone's left me. Do you know what? I'm almost at the back of the pack. 535, 577. I think the weekend's caught up on me. Will I survive? We just don't know. Oh, I'll survive. I'll probably catch some of these up on the hill, even though I like to go light. I'll probably end up pushing harder than I want to push. Clearly, I've been pushing light because look, my blue's gone to grey. 14%, 15%, 16%. It's getting heavier. The resistance is changing automatically on the trainer. Woo. Ooh. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Give him a ride on. Do well, Mr. Snow. %. Easy. $100 meters of elevation done. This is where the gains are made. When you're struggling, see, I'm gaining. So I was watching one of my fellow Zwifters from the Twitch crew yesterday, the page. He was on this, he was doing a fundo actually, so I think he did like 50 miles, maybe 60, and he ended on this route. I think he'd been going for about 3.5 hours. Then he finished and he jumped on the treadmill. Machine. looks like it's downhill, but it's not. It's all uphill still. There you go, Bugs Nick. So, there are, thanks for the ride on, Tim. There are different theories as to what's the best strategy for going up a hill. As an ex-mountain biker, well, that's where I kind of started. I was used to sort of like grinding at about 65, 70 RPMs when they got to go up the hills. Don't forget to the downhill section. Weave up the side of the mountain, enjoy the downhill bit. It's kind of like a little bit where I am now. Most road cyclists though have a lot faster cadence, 90 plus. Mine kind of sits at about 85. So cadence is unique to you, but I think the overall consensus is a higher cadence is more efficient. Don't know if anyone's got any opinions on that, but when you are going up a hill, you will find that if you're spinning, it can be a lot easier than if you are grinding. So I think I like to be somewhere in the middle. I want to try and get a bit of speed here so I can carry some of this momentum up this hill, so I've got less effort to climb. There you go. That's probably saved myself a good few seconds. Now time for some more suffering. Might be out of the saddle again already. It's hot. It's already 25 degrees in the Wattage cottage. Grinding, 9% gradient, 25 kilometers. Oh, it's miles away. First ride of the week shouldn't be as taxing as this, but you know, if you don't suffer, you don't progress. So my heart rate's good at 145. It means I'm working, but I'm not working max, which is good. Still got about another 25 minutes up this hill. It's a hill. It's a mountain, isn't it? You can see in this position where I am now, spinning is going to be better than grinding. Ooh. Oh. 9%. Oh. Okay, 4%. Now it feels flat. Let's go. Come on. Whew. Bit of a downhill. Only a little bit. Just enough to make you think, oh, breathe out. Now we're back to 8%. So another little tip, when you are just grinding or doing a zone 2, so you don't have to focus too much on changing speeds, gradient changing. It's a good time to check your riding position. Are you gripping the handlebars too tightly? Drop your shoulders. Are you aero? Are you making nice smooth circles in your pedal stroke? Have a drink. Stay hydrated. There's sugar in my water. Give me that little energy rush. $200 meters climbed already. Now I feel like I'm starting to settle in with a rhythm. See how long I can hold this for. Oh. Back on my diet then, yeah? So, I do like to eat healthy. I eat 2 meals a day. I do a variation on intermittent fasting. So my window is somewhere within that 8-hour window. 16 hours roughly fasted. An 8-hour eating window, which isn't rigid. Breakfast usually around about 12 o'clock, noon. Coffee's all through the day, with milk, although I don't have sugar in my coffee. Try not to snack. I do have the occasional biscuit, that's my weakness. Then my evening meal after the bike. Today I will be having a baked potato with cheese, cheddar cheese and coleslaw. The best thing about this potato is it's one that I've grown myself. in my allotment. So super tasty, super healthy. Some carbs to fuel me for tomorrow's bike ride. Some healthy fats, protein. I'm already out the saddle. And that meal was going to be around about 600 calories. So I should finish off today on a decent calorie deficit of just over 20%. 11% now. Oh. We get some nice food at the top, which is great. That's a bonus. Oh. This is hard work. Looks easy, it's not. I want to get over this hill, then I can talk again. Oh, bit of recovery, just a mini one. Oh. Try and carry some of his speed. Oh. So I did well then. So rather than just let it roll, the faster I'm going, carry some power through, it means I've got less hill to climb on the slope. That's where you make your little savings. So if you are going for a record time, or you're racing, or you're going for an Alp, that's where you push on the little downhill bits before you get to the slopes. Ride on, Pookie Butt. Give me an in-game ride on. So by now you probably know what the ride ons are. See my little thumbs go up. above the ride on, above the rider. And that's just all the other riders. See, someone's give me one. Jay Pedley. Pedley. That's an awesome bike name. It's like a little wave, a little head nod to the other cyclists all around you. Oh. I should have picked an easier workout for Monday. Although this actually feels quite settled now. Ugh. Someone ahead has hit 17% gradient. They're not happy. I could get a rope and I could lasso the rider ahead. They could pull me up. We need someone to invent Zwift cheating hacks so we can hack the game and we can have little cheat assists, drop little tacks behind you in a race so you cause your competitors to have to stop and do a tyre change. You can hook a rope onto the rider in front and they pull you up the hill. What other cheats could you have? In-game cheats. Ooh. And these disc wheels are clearly not the right wheels to have on a hill climb. But it will give me some nice speed on the way down. I might even change to my TT bike. See if I can get you the 100 kilometers on the way down. Especially if I can snag an aero power up. There we go, 2%, 1%. We're flat, baby. Only for a bit. So, you know what would be good? If where it shows the epic KOM, if it gives you like a countdown, so you can see how much distance and elevation you've got left to do. I'm not even halfway at the moment. 300 meters. I reckon 38, 40 minutes. What do you reckon? How long will it take me to complete the epic KOM? Oh, you can't go from the elapsed time up there. It'll be the time from the start of the KOM. Right, what else can we talk about? Oh, we've done training. Should we talk about the things we love about Zwift? What do we love about Zwift? So I love the fact that the riding conditions are always perfect. Doesn't matter if it's raining outside, if it's freezing cold, which is pretty cold here in the UK right now, icy conditions, there's no fear of black ice, there's no fear of being run over, you don't get a punch out, you know, everything's just perfect. So that is where Zwift tips it. If it was to go head to head against being outside IRL or indoors, where does IRL beat Zwift? Well, you get the natural cooling as you're riding. Even if you just stood still, there's usually always a breeze. So you get the natural air movement when you're riding. The downhills are awesome because you get even more cooling, and obviously it's a genuine real reward when you are going downhill after climbing IRL, and you really don't need to pedal unless you want to. In Zwift you can take the advantage of the downhill. You kind of need to pedal if you want to keep your advantage, keep your distance in a race or group ride scenario. So you don't get to enjoy the recovery as much. It is roasting. 26 degrees already. Oh shit. Time to end the stream. So that's the one tip. Well, not a tip. Is why Zwift's better than outdoors. What else do we love about Zwift? I love the fact that it makes my training exciting, engaging. So I can jump on here, I can pick any world I want to ride in. If I decide I want to ride in France, let's pick a French route. I might want to ride the New York route. Whereas IRL, if I want to ride a particular route, I have to physically go to that route. And it won't always be possible. In Zwift, they do have rotation. Watopia has a world for different routes. It's always available. You can always ride in Watopia. The other worlds rotate. So Macquarie Island, France, Richmond, what else? New York. And you can find them on the main menu by checking the map or the schedule, see where they are. But there is a lot of workaround. Now you can still ride those worlds when they're not available. You just need to go and set up a group ride or event. If you've got a club, you can pick any world you want, you can set the ride. The only stipulation is you need to have at least 2 riders. So if you have a friend or associate who you cycle with, you can just add them. They don't need to start the race, but you just can't create it without 2 riders. You can start the race, you can just ride it. I say race, you know, I mean ride, event. You can ride the ride, ride the ride, ride the ride, ride the ride. Or you can, once you're there, you can exit and you remain in that world. So it's a bit of a hack workaround to be able to ride any worlds you want. I'm looking forward to one of the Rebel routes, which I think it's at the very end of this Tour De Zwift event. So stage 8. Routes that aren't available to pick from the menu, they're only available on these big group event. I can't tell you much about it because this hill ride is not what I wanted to do on a Monday. So I'm struggling with energy. Although my heart rate's dropped, so I'm obviously not working that hard. Let's pick it up, yeah? Stop being a wuss. Feel free to put me a question in the chat, or you can just sit there and watch me suffer. You know what though? This is all gains. Even if you're struggling, you're finding it harder, it's all gains. Stick with it. You'll get stronger. This will all eventually become easier. But there's people already coming down the other side. And we're still going up. Oh. Here we go. Ice road. Let's carry some strength. Some speed. .433 meters done. We've not got that much left to do. There's the top. Should we smash it? Let's smash it, shouldn't we? Let's smash this. Oh yeah, coffee break's a nice hack, isn't it? Get a free rest by doing a coffee break. So I'm trying to get into a rhythm now. Spin a bit faster. See if that makes it easier. At least the suffering will be over a lot faster. If I don't burn out. Suffering. Watch 18%. It's the suffering where it all counts. At last. Should we check out the view? We made it! Right, so earlier I was talking about the benefits of riding up hills for the gains, and you struggle hard, as you can see. But the blessing is, for every hill you climb, you have a hill to roll down. So we roll down this hill, get some speed, and that'll give us a bit of recovery, finishing off the rest of the ride. So here's your reward. I power up through the gate. Where's the gate? They've moved it, it's going to be at the bottom. Should we see how much speed I can get? I'm going 87 kilometers an hour, 88, 89. I don't know if I got 100. I was probably just short, wasn't I? Don't know if you spotted it or not. Watch, it'll probably give me a feather. Now I've done all my climbing. Aero. Oh, I can't bother to pedal. So I'm going fast enough to super talk. I'm not going fast enough to get 100 kilometers per hour. So I'm not going to bother trying. I'm proper aero in the super talk position. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Radiance change. Need to pedal. Ah. It's all pretty much downhill all the way. Once I get down this mountain. Right on, buddy. Ugh. Oh, we've been here for an hour. Apologies, I've not done much talking, but as you can tell, the harder the ride, the less talking you're going to get out of me. Probably be even worse when I do a race. But I'm still here, trying to make this entertaining for you. Sharing my experiences in Zwift. Today you get to see me suffer, working hard on a Monday. No one should work this hard on a Monday. Oh, so tired. Right on, Nathan. Oh. Hope Nathan's still making massive gains. Oh, he was improving so much when he first started. Huge gains in his first year. And that is one thing that we love, streaming on the Twitch community. There's a whole group of us, and we all encourage each other, support each other when we're doing FTP tests, share each other when we're doing races. That encouragement, that extra prop up when we're working through like a hard section or a long endurance race ride. Yeah, and when we see someone else get gains, it's like we're gaining with them as well. You know, it's like a family. Viva la raza. Right, should we check out some more of this beautiful scenery? Could you imagine, eh? Could you imagine having this on your doorstep? This is your doorstep, and you can ride these roads at any time. Oh, heaven. Cyclist heaven. I mean, I'm sure the air's quite thin up here, but who cares when you're on a bike and you can roll all the way down to the bottom. Hey guys, wait for me. Roll down with these guys. If they wait for me. So what else can we talk about? So you know that I've been doing Zwift for around about 3.5 years. I'm a Zwift addict. I love it. There are things I don't like about it, but today we're talking about the things we like. What else do we like about Zwift? I like virtual badges. You know, the chance to be able to like win things to work towards. I know it's like being in school. You've answered all your 10 questions correctly. You've been good. You've had fingers on lips, arms crossed, fingers on lips. You get a sticker off Miss. This is like the badges on Zwift. Whether it's I've done like a route, I've got a route badge. I've done an achievement like I've been able to clock 100 kilometers, or I've completed all the stages of Tour De Zwift. We love Well, I love those badges. Virtual badges, things to work towards, things to complete the app, complete the worlds. What I do love about Zwift though is they keep improving what's already out there. So in the 3.5 years that I've been here, they've added an entire new world, new routes, they've expanded other routes, they've made numerous improvements to how it rides and the Zwifting. I do wish they'd add another challenge to replace the Tron, the concept bike challenge. I'm hoping that's in the pipeline. But I enjoy it. I'm not too keen on the extras like the Zwift play button and whatnot, but I'm not really bothered about steering in Zwift. I know it makes it even more realistic, but I mean, you're going left and right on the screen, and I know there's the gamify effect, but this is not why I ride Zwift. I don't ride Zwift as an alternative to like a computer game. I don't even play computer games. Yeah, but it's a nice feature. If you are on the mountain bike, there's a certain route in Watopia you can use the arrow keys to turn off, and you actually go on a mountain bike section and you can actually hold the phone, and it uses the phone's gyroscope to actually turn, and that's quite fun. Maybe I'll show that in the next screen, in the next live stream. Yeah, in fact, I will. Let's make a note. In the future stream coming up, we will check out the something's telling me it's called Repack Ridge or something like that, or maybe you get to it from that one. Anyway, it's quite fun. You can set your time, you can do it multiple times, and again, it just makes it a little bit more interesting. Most times I get on, I'm just riding. I'm riding routes, riding distance, doing a workout, doing a race. This is different. Try something different. I've done it a couple of times. I think it's one of those things that I know it's there, but I kind of forget about it because it's not really why I jump onto it. But it's definitely worth checking out. So tune into my stream later on this week, and you'll see me checking it out on a mountain bike, going through the city. I was super tucking. I think by the time I come down this hill, I might have about 9 kilometers left. Something in that ballpark. Let's get another super truck in. Top. Okay, it's time to pedal. What we got? "10 kilometers, 10.7, mostly flat." I reckon by the time I've finished, I'd have probably burnt close to 900 calories. What do you reckon? Can you guess my calories? I've probably got about another 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. I'll give you a clue. I'm currently on 732 calories and I've got 9.2 kilometers left. Well, hey, 1980s kid. Let's go back to the 80s when it was acceptable. I got love for you if you were born in the 80s. The 80s. I got a Lycra cycling top for you if you were born in the 80s. Do you reckon I might get copyright struck from Calvin Harris for singing his song? I'm like, it's my surname, it's half my song, Calvin, bro. Ugh. I got love for you if you were born in the 80s. Not long now. 8.5 kilometers. Let's push this. All the elevation done. And as much as I moaned about the suffering, really I enjoy the suffering because I know that it's all gains. You know, you're not really going to make massive progress by trundling around with your graphel grey, you know, doing like 50 watts. But you will, with an elevated heart rate, putting out watts and sweating. If you go for workout and your top or your vest is dry when you finish, you've not been working out. You know, like, you need to go back in that gym and check yourself. Like, you can't come, not unless you're trying to save on washing up, save on laundry bills, by not having to wash and dry your gym kit again. So put the effort in, sweat, sweat, sweat. Ugh. And see your improvements. Let's go left. Left, we don't have a choice, but let's go left anyway. We've got about 5, 6, 7 minutes max. This dude's done it on a mountain bike. Fair play to you, Reg. You machine. See how I'm doing exactly the same watts per kilogram as that dude in front when I'm accelerating away. I've got better rolling resistance. Should we get lively for the last 7 kilometers? Oh my God, guys! That's absolutely amazing! So here we are. We have done 25.5 kilometers so far, 6.5 kilometers left, which completes Complete stage 6, Tour De Zwift 2024. Whew. Epic KOM was epically devastating for me. I wasn't expecting to work out that hard on a Monday when I like to normally do zone 2, but I would take that as an extra gains bonus. Extra hard workout without even asking for it. It means that I'm advanced on the week. It's an extra step towards getting fitter, faster, stronger. And of course, it does mean that I can have an extra long soak in the bath afterwards. Part of my recovery, followed by a yoga session later tonight. Get some stretching and conditioning, work on my psoas muscles, hamstrings. There'll be lots of uttanasanas, some down dogs, three-legged dogs, pigeon pose. Yeah, all the nice low movements, keeping myself nicely trimmed, supple, and all that business. And of course my evening meal to make up for all these calories that I've burned and repair some of that muscle tissue that's been worked. Baked potato, cheese and coleslaw. Oh. Organic and homegrown potato. Yes, one of my own. So I'll zap it in the microwave, then finish it off in the air fryer. Get a nice crisp on top. Some extra mature cheddar grated. Some butter, well, clover, few less calories than actual butter. Normal coleslaw, full fat. I need some fat. And the entirety of this bike ride will still have burned more calories than the evening meal that I'm replacing it with. So, as I mentioned at the start of this ride, I do have a nice balance. I eat mostly in a calorie deficit. Today, with this nice long bike ride for over an hour, 1 hour 20 so far, I'll probably end up today with a surplus of around about 400 calories, which is roughly about 20% of my total daily calorie needs. That's 5k. Sweating. Replace some of these fluids that I've sweated out. And of course, get an early night. Sleep is part of your training routine. Make sure you build that in. Picking up XP with every kilometre that I tick off. Currently level 52. Right at the start of it. 53 is next. I should get a streak after this one. Give me a nice 500 XP boost. See, now I feel like I've got more energy because I'm coming to the end. Why is that? What is it when you come to the end of a really hard ride, or race, or workout? Either when you finish or as you start to finish, you always feel like, do you know what, I'll go again. In reality, you couldn't. It's like a second, third or fourth wind. What is it? So if Tim is racing and he's doing it online, I'm gonna try and catch Tim's stream when I jump off here. Give him some support. Tim's always there supporting me. I hadn't ever watched a cycling race until I started Zwifting. So if you've never seen a cycling race, tune in. You can find us all on the other channel, twitch.tv. Anyway, just search for the Zwift category. At some point, you'll be able to catch me on here doing a race. But it's really exciting. Obviously, 100 mile race doesn't sound very exciting to watch, and it's probably not in reality. But there are certain points in the race where the excitement happens right at the start, people jockeying for position. Then it's about the breaks. So the strong riders trying to shake off the not so strong riders, forcing early breaks, forcing a sprint, making people work hard to stay with them, or giving up, dropping. And then the people that are dropped, it's the strategy that they adopt, trying to either bridge that gap or break the people that they're with. So it's very strategic. The strongest or the fastest person is not necessarily the person who wins the race. Strategy plays a key role. Timing your sprint, going early, going late, how you attack the hills, how you attack the flat sections of downhills, all of those things. So while you're riding, you're able to process all those things. You're looking at the people that are around you, you're wondering how much energy they've got, what their strategy is, you're sharing the draft. Me and this guy in front, Streak, we can potentially swap drafting positions on his last 3.5 kilometers in. So he's been sat behind me for a while. He's jumped in front to take some of the draft. In a bit, I'll jump in front. I'll share that draft. So I'm taking all the headwind. Here we go. I think I'll go now, actually. I'll just push my watts up a bit. He should slot in front. Usually the riders work out what you're doing. It's almost like an unspoken courtesy rule. Some people get it, some people don't. Some people know, some people don't. Some people aren't bothered. I don't mind sharing some draft. And if I'm feeling strong, like I've got a lot of energy, sometimes I'll sit on front anyway and just take the pull. Especially if I'm working below my threshold. Little mini climb coming up towards the end as we finish this little sprint section. There's a slight climb up the hill, then we roll down towards the beachfront, through the gate, pick up a final power up. I'll take XP at the end. Instead of volcano in the distance, just to the left. And we're going to get aero. I think they want me to sprint at the line. Just do a ride on, that reminds me. Right, mini climb coming up. Not that much, I think it goes as high as 5, maybe 6%. There it is. Yeah, I've ridden this route a few times. I know what's coming up. I also know what the percentage is. See little rollers as you come down the bottom. Right turn. Allez, allez, allez. How's my face? Come on, 2K. You ready to guess my calories? I said I should be close to 900. Currently on 875. 1 mile left to go. So we're into the last kilometre of this bike ride that incorporates the epic KOM. Firing off my last power up because I don't need that. We have done nearly 32 kilometres. It'll be 32 by the time we cross the line. 691 metres of elevation. Just over an hour and a half of cycling. Pretty certain we're on target to burn just over 900 calories. I reckon. Now, what do you reckon? Put your answer in the chat, but I reckon 905. 905. Let's find out in this last half hour. Last half a kilometre. Heading towards the beach. Thank you to Streak for sharing some of this draft with me. On the last way in, right on to Free-Toed Sloth, part of the Twitch Degens. And yeah, so considering I was only going to do an hour at zone 2 with a bit of zone 3, I've done 100% more than that at 100% more the effort. So that's like a double workout, isn't it? I've had like 2 days workout in 1 day. Yeah, you can sprint, I don't mind. You can have it. It's not a race for me. Right, 1 hour 30, 142 watt average, considering all that suffering up the epic. Anyway, 32.1 kilometers of elevation, 903 calories. And I've got myself some Zwift sunglasses, so you know, all that effort was worth it just for the virtual sunglasses. And normally I'd want to wrap this up to a round number, but I'm absolutely done. I was only 2 calories off guessing my total calories. 904. You've got the afterburn effect, which is about 7%. Still burning when you're finished, but 900 calories is pretty solid for like an hour and a half workout. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching the stream. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe and leave us a comment if you have any questions. And you can catch me later on in the week. Thanks for watching. Oh, and don't forget to check out my other videos. See you tomorrow. Right, time to